Very good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. There are only three participants still, right? I was waiting to start the meeting by the host right now. Just, I think POLYMATH campus started the meeting. I was waiting before 10, more than 15 minutes, isn't you? Isn't it right now? You also? You had the same problem? Nobody is talking. What about Indu right now? Did you have a sort of connection issue? Himani, Indu, and
Good morning, sir. No, sir.
no. So you just joined?
About 10 minutes ago.
So I was trying to log on, right? But now I was getting a message that let the wait for the host to start the meeting or
Yes,
something like
yes.
that.
That
Yeah.
was there. Yes.
Yeah, that was there. Then I was really trying. Then finally I called to Mr. Tarindra and I think he corrected it. It's right. So, okay, then very good morning again, right, to all of you.
Good morning,
So,
sir.
Good morning, sir.
Himani, and today we have two new participants, Nishalya and Sanjana. Sanjana, can you hear me? Nishalya?
Yes, sir.
Sanjana, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I suppose that you will continue the lectures right regularly. Don't miss the classes. So what could happen? You won't be able to understand what I'm saying, right? If you are missing the classes, right? I ask you to join the classes regularly, and that would be more beneficial for you to understand me and the content that we are going to discuss, right? So, and uh, right, last week also we had a small discussion related to primary education, and I explained some of the aspects that the Sri Lankan government is expecting from the primary teachers, and I shared one document as well, and I played a video as well. Right now we discussed them, right? So I think that you have not received the video. I will send you the video as well. All right. So, any questions, Imani and Indu and all, right now before we start? Anything else? And Indu and Imani, you both were there, right, in the previous session, right? Now, do you have any question to ask me?
Not now, sir.
So, did you
No,
go through
sir.
the document that I gave you, the terminology?
So I checked by the phone. It's not too big file, so I thought to have printouts with that.
Yeah,
So
that
still
would
I
be
didn't
better
get the print.
because, yeah, you better to print that document, especially it would be very useful for you to continue this course, right? Now, it will be a sort of important book right now. Today also, I'm going to share one book with you right now. That book definitely support you throughout this course, right? Therefore, those are some critical readings that you all want to follow when you have free time. Definitely you will be reading them right during this course. Right now, before you finish this course, you want to read those things yourself, unless when you are going to practice as a teacher you may have some issues, right? So Nisalya, I suppose that you will be getting that document right from the others, right? I shared it last time. And Sanjana, I think you all are, do you know each other?
No, sir.
Still no?
No, sir. Actually, I joined today.
You joined today. That's been recently registered.
Yeah, yeah. Yesterday I registered.
Yesterday you registered, right? Then Sanjana, what about Sanjana? Sanjana, can you hear me? Sanjana is not talking. I think that now she is not willing to talk, right? Maybe right now. I suppose that in due course she will be talking a lot, right? So without talking in this program, you won't be able to achieve what you want, right? So therefore, last time I told those things in black and white. I think that you will be getting a shorter update, and I told it to Tharindu as well. And then he will make you aware of the conditions of this particular program. You know that now primary education training is a sort of comprehensive and intensive one, right? Um, so therefore, I think that you have to know each other as soon as possible, unless you won't be able to interact and share the materials and do the group activities and everything. So then you get to know as soon as possible, right? When you have a free time, even you can have a chat, right? Even I suppose that we have a WhatsApp group, no? Isn't it, Himani? And Indu, we have a WhatsApp group, no?
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes.
Yeah, I think that now you can share your details, right, in the WhatsApp group and have a chat right now. Then you will be getting to know, right, each other. So that would be great, right? Unless we'll not be able to proceed further, right? So, so then I'm asking this question before we proceed, right? Now from Nishaya and Sanjana, right? Sanjana went, right? Anyhow. She'll be coming back. Nishaya, right now, do you have some teaching experiences?
No, sir. Actually, I don't have any teaching experience. I worked as a assistant accountant, which is affiliated to the Ministry of Agriculture.
Hmm.
Recently, I resigned because of my kids.
Because of kids, right? It's a very serious problem for all Sri Lankan ladies, right? Don't worry, right?
Uh, Now I'm trying to engage in educational factor.
You are?
I'm trying to join educational. Uh,
Just after this program.
yeah.
Okay, then are you a graduate?
Uh, I have the highest qualification is I have a executive master in finance.
Executive Master in Finance.
Yes.
So then executive master means now you have a bachelor's degree as well.
Yeah.
So from where?
University of Jayawardenepura. It is a external degree.
It is an external degree. Okay, then that degree is in accounting.
No. Business administration. Business BSc
Uh,
in
bu- Business administration. Right. Okay. Then
estate.
have you conducted even tuition classes for some students? No?
No, no. I conduct only for my kids.
That would be better right now for your kids. Even you have to start with your kids. That would be better because you remember when you are going to be a teacher, you must have some experiences, unless you won't be able to handle the classrooms and all.
Yeah.
Therefore, even you better when you have a free time, go to Dhamma school and even teach to Dhamma school students to get some experiences in handling the classrooms and all, right?
Okay, sir.
You try your best. Then you will be able to practice what you are learning, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, then Nishaya, I would like to remind you one thing right now. This is an interactive session, right? You all will be talking very much with whatever the questions you have to ask. Right now, I think that the other two people know who I am. I am Dr. Dhanushka from the University of Vocational Technology, and I am a little bit age-old person, right? I have around 16 years of university teaching experiences, right? And in addition, I was teaching in a school as well before I joined the university. And I'm graduated from Columbia University from the Faculty of Education, and I master's also from the Faculty of Education and PhD also from the Faculty of Graduate Studies, Colombo University, right? So I am totally from Colombo University and totally from education, right? So therefore, I have a sort of expertise in teaching in many teacher training programs, including primary, secondary, and tertiary. So then you will be able to get a lot of things from me during this course. Therefore, I suppose I will be able to support you much, right? If you are talking right now, whatever the questions you have to talk a lot, right? And explain and share your experiences as well. So last time, that Himani and Indu did a great job right now. They were really talking to me well, right? And shared the experiences as well. No matter what type of, right, what kind of experiences you have related to teaching and learning process, you would share them, right? Then you will be able to eradicate, you will be able to remove some of your weaknesses, and you will be able to be stronger, right, day by day. So, okay, then in this program, I was instructed to use the English language as much as possible, right? Then I'll be using English in delivering the content that I have. And I'm very fluent in Sinhala as well, because my primary, secondary education in Sinhala. I'm a Buddhist, right? Therefore, I'm speaking in Sinhala very well. That is my mother tongue. And in addition, I can understand Tamil as well, right? And I'm conducting lectures in many programs in English medium. So therefore, I can handle basically the three languages, no issue. You can continue in any language, right? Yourself, right? I suppose that we don't have Tamil students here. You all are from Sinhala language background. So no issue, right? So whatever the language issues you have, I don't mind. You will be improving a lot during this course and work with me very closely. And whatever the question, don't hesitate to ask your questions, right? You feel free to ask the questions yourself, right? Okay, then last time I think that Indu, what we discussed last time. So could you please brief me what we discussed within 2, 3 sentences?
It's basic terms of education and teaching children,
Mhm.
and the government sector, the flow of the duties and the flow of their uh,
Mhm.
designations.
Yes. Is that all, Indu, from your side? Then we'll give a chance to Himani as well. Himani is
Okay,
waiting
sir.
eagerly. Himani, Himani, can you hear me? Himani may be busy with her kids, maybe. Isn't it, Himani? Okay.
Sir,
Himani, are you busy with the kids?
little bit, sir.
I thought so. Yeah. So, Himani, can you brief us what we discussed last time very briefly?
Uh, Primary education is the foundation for the kids.
Yeah.
So every countries pay
Mm,
their attention uh, to primary education.
mm,
Mm, we talk about kids' um, mental, physical,
mm,
social,
mm,
uh, and education factors.
mm.
Mm,
Yes. That's all. And I played a video as well, right, to show you how the primary education is organized in the Sri Lankan educational setup. Isn't it, Himani?
yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, then, right. Thank you very much, Indu and Himani. I suppose that you will be in touch with me all the time, right? And next day, Nisaya as well. Okay, then we will proceed with the content we have. Now, today we are going to start a sort of interesting thing, right, related to primary education. You know that when we are really working with the kids and the primary students, you must have sort of background knowledge about the child development and the growth, right? So the first module that we are going to start, right? The child development, that is the first module, right? Now, the first lecture of the first module is this, right? So the first module of your curriculum is child development. Child development, right? Child development means a lot, right? It means a lot, right? But you remember, in this program, we are not going to touch the vast array of informations related to child development. We will be taking very carefully what we want, right? So therefore, you think that, right, you are going to learn something that you know already, because most of you are having kids, you have experiences in handling kids, right? As you have your kids, right? There may be very small kids, some kids may be a little bit older, right? Anyhow, even your personal experience would be very much important for us to understand what we are going to talk about, the child development and growth, right? So I think right now with your personal experiences, we'll be able to proceed further. And first of all, let me to show you one important and interesting book, right? I will send you, right? Uh, it as well, right? Now here, let me to show you that, right? Mm. Now, elements of child development, right? Professor K.C. Panda, he's an Indian professor, right? Especially in child development, right? And all. So this book I will give you free of charge, no issue, right? So then now this book is very much important for you to read when you have a free time. If you have a little bit of money, that would be better to get a printout of this book and bind it yourself and keep it with you all the time. Right. So this book is very important for you, right? During this program. Can you see my desktop? Do you see my PDF document?
Yes, sir. We can see.
Okay. Right now, I'm just showing you the content, right? Once I give you this, the book you can go through. Concept, nature, and importance of child psychology, methods for studying child behavior and development, principles of development, prenatal development, right? The neonate, right? Effects of birth on development, right? Then baby care and childhood problems, common ailments of childhood, physical and motor development, emotional development, social development, play in childhood, right? And children's interest, development of intelligence, intelligent development, development of creativity, language development, personality development, right? Moral development, mentally retarded children, right? Emotionally disturbed children, gifted children, neurologically impaired children, then hearing impaired children, visually impaired children, underprivileged children, right? Learning disabled children, and policy action programs and plans for the welfare of children. Right now, these are the most important contents covered in this particular program. Is this book valuable for you? Is
Yes,
this book
Yes, sir.
valuable for
yeah,
you?
of course, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then I know that, right? You want this book, but the problem I will tell you, right? Though the people are getting all this stuff, right? The materials, they are not really following. So I urge you, I request you, I demand from you to go through these documents unless you won't be able to professionally qualified teacher. Understand, madam?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then I suppose that you are better, right, than my present students, right? Because I am teaching in the university level. They are, you know, that just after my presentation and the discussion, they are asking my PowerPoint presentation, the books and the materials that I am following. But until they are going to die, they are not following them and reading. They are keeping. I suppose you will be a little bit different than them, isn't it?
Yes, sir, sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But remember, though I am giving on these materials, time to time I am going to these books and ask you the questions, right? You better to remind it, right? Remember it yourself, right? Okay. How did I send this book to you? Right now through this chat room. Is it okay?
Can you send it to the group, sir?
You know that now I don't have this document in my mobile phone. Therefore, I have it in my computer. May I attach it to the chat room? Right? You will be able to
Okay,
download.
sir. Okay.
Huh?
No problem. Okay, sir.
Okay. And when once somebody can download it and write yourself, right, and attach it to your group, that would be great for me as well, right? Okay. Who is going to do that?
Okay, sir.
Himaya or Nishadi or Nishaya or Adi Himani, the other person? I can't remember the name. No, who is that? Indu. Who is going to do this? One of you will do it, no?
Yes, sir. Okay. I will do.
Okay. Then I will attach. Mm. Okay, now check whether you have received it. Received? Did you receive the document? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. Right. Okay, we will start right now with a small video today, right, as well. Just go through this video yourself, right? Just to have an idea. May I play it? Can you see my video desktop?
Yes, sir.
Please. Okay,
Yeah.
then I'm going to play the video, right? Okay. Just have a small reading on this, right? Screen, right? You see that now here, physical development, motor development, social development, emotional development. Likewise, there are different types of developments which occur in the child, right? So just read them again. Did you read? Did you read these ideas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, may I continue?
Okay, sir. Continue.
Okay, then did you read these two? Right, cognitive development and language development? Please talk.
Yes, sir.
What about the other? Did you all
Yes, sir.
read
Yes,
this?
sir.
Okay, let me continue. Right. Okay, now did you watch the video very carefully?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll start these things right now. We have a lot of activities to do as well, right? Now, you know that now, according to this video clip, right now, the development, the child development is a sort of critical area of primary understanding should be understood by the primary teachers, right? So it is one of the very important aspects of primary education, that is called understanding the child. So understanding the child is not a easy task, right? It is not an easy task. It is very difficult for you to understand, as each and every child has his or her unique style, right? Identical style of development, right? Because most of the studies, right, most of the books are giving you plenty of ideas about the students' usual growth and development. Those are, they are talking about the natural, that the usual or the common factors of growth and development. Before we study those factors and the information, one thing we want to understand, that is the growth and development, right? Those two concepts are defined in different ways by different people in different contexts by observing the general factors of child growth and development. I will tell you in Sinhala as well. දැන් ওই පොත්පත්වල දීලා තියෙන ගොඩාක් තොරතුරු දරුවන්ගේ වර්ධනය සහ සංවර්ධනය, growth and development ගැන තියෙන්නේ පොදුවේ ඒගොල්ලෝ නිරීක්ෂණය කරපු තොරතුරු. ඒ කියන්නේ පොදුවේ ළමයි සියලු දෙනාම පොදුවේ අරගත්තාම ඒගොල්ලෝ අධ්‍යයනය කරපු තොරතුරු තමයි තියෙන්නේ. එහෙම වුණාට ඔබ දන්නව එක දෙයක්, අපේ පවුලක දරුවෝ දෙන්නෙක් හිටියොත් ඒ දරුවෝ දෙන්නගේ වර්ධනය සහ සංවර්ධනය පැහැදිලිවම දෙවිදිහක්. සමහර පොදු ලක්ෂණ දකින්න හම්බ වුණත් ඇත්තටම යුනික් අයිඩෙන්ටිකල් අනන්‍ය වෙච්චි ඒ පුද්ගලයාටම ආවේනික වෙච්ච වර්ධනයක් සහ සංවර්ධනයක් තමයි තියෙන්නේ. ඒක ලෝකයේ සියලුම මිනිස්සු සංසන්දනය කරලා බලපුවාම ඒ විදිය තමයි. ළමයි සියලුම ලෝකේ ඉන්නවා අපිටම මිලියනයක් ළමයි. ඒ ළමයි සියලු දෙනාම අපි අධ්‍යයනය කළොත් හරියට එක අධ්‍යයනය කරනවා නම් ඒ ළමයි එකිනෙකා වෙන වෙනම අධ්‍යයනය කරන්න ඕන. නමුත් ඒක ඊටාම අපහසු කාර්යයක් නිසා, especially in educational psychology and educational philosophy, right, the people are talking about the common factors related to the growth and child development, right? So therefore you don't think that right now these factors are universally accepted, right? Universally accepted, don't think so, right? Those factors are not universally accepted, as there are a number of contradictions available between the ideas stated by different philosophers and the psychologists in the field of education and also in the general psychology. එතකොට සාමාන්‍ය මනෝවිද්‍යාවේ සහ අධ්‍යාපන මනෝවිද්‍යාවේ මේ අය කතා කරන තොරතුරු සහ කරුණු එකිනෙකට පරස්පරයි, contradictory, එකිනෙකට පරස්පරයි. සමහරලාට එකඟ වෙන තැන් තියෙනවා, එකඟ නොවන තැන් තියෙනවා. ඒකට හේතුව තමයි, when we are going to study about the human beings, we cannot go for 100% correct generalizations. ඒ කියන්නේ පුද්ගලයන්ව අධ්‍යයනය කළා අපිට 100% නිවැරදි නිගමන වලට යන්න බෑ. ඒක ඔබ දන්නවා ඇයි කියලා, මිනිස්සු එකිනෙකාට පැහැදිලිවම වෙනස්. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා ට්වින්ස්ලා පවුලක ඉපදුනා. if you are a twin, one right, you are a twin member, right? So even when you compare with your other person, right, you may have some differences even in thinking and growth and development. Twins ලා අතර උනත් පැහැදිලිවම ජාන විද්‍යානුකූලව සහ මනෝවිද්‍යානුකූලව සහ නියුරෝ සයන්ස් වලට අනුව, ඒ කියන්නේ ස්නායු සම්බන්ධ බයොලොජිකල් ජීව විද්‍යාත්මක අධ්‍යයනන් වලට අනුවත් පැහැදිලි වෙනස්කම් තියෙනවා. එතකොට අපි ළමයිට උගන්වන්න යනකොට සහ ළමයිත් එක්ක වැඩ කරනකොට තේරුම් ගත යුතු ප්‍රධාන කරුණක් තමයි, we are different programs. අපි එකිනෙකාට වෙනස් වැඩසටහන්. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අපි පුද්ගලයෝ, වැඩිහිටි පුද්ගලයෝ දෙන්නෙක් ගත්තා වුණත් පැහැදිලිවම බරපතල වෙනස්කම් තියෙනවා. ඒක ජීව විද්‍යාත්මක, ස්නායු විද්‍යානුකූලව, මනෝවිද්‍යානුකූලව, කායික විද්‍යාවට අනුව පැහැදිලිවම වෙනස්කම් තියෙනවා. හරි. එතකොට අපිට කිසිම විදිහක කෙනෙක් තව කෙනෙකුට උපමා කරන්න අපහසුයි. ඒක අපි තේරුම් ගත යුතු කරුණක්. එතකොට මේ basic factor එක, this is the basic factor that you all have to understand before you follow this program, right? So when you are going to teach the students, if you don't understand these differences, you will be in trouble. දැන් ඇත්තටම ගුරුවරයෙක් හැටියට ළමයිට උගන්වන්න ගියාම මේ පැහැදිලි වෙනස්කම් නිවැරදිව අවබෝධ කරගත්තේ නැත්නම්, if you are not going to understand these differences very well, you will be in trouble when you are going to teach the students in a classroom. පන්ති කාමරයක ළමයිට උගන්වන්න ගියාම මේ වෙනස්කම් ඉතාම හොඳින් අධ්‍යයනය කරලා තියෙනවනේ, especially the primary teacher. The primary teacher is more critical. I explained you last week why primary teacher is more critical, right? So therefore, on the other hand, normally children are the backbone of a country. Then රටක කොඳුයට පේලිය. Okay, Indu, thank you very much for sharing the book that I have uploaded. Thank you very much, Indu, right? So the other people will be downloading it and read it themselves, right? So it's a great service. Thanks a lot, right? So then what I was telling you that, right, we have to understand with whom that we are talking, with whom that we are working, with whom that we are going to share and do something else, right? අපි කායිකද මොනවද කරන්න යන්නේ කියන එක හරියටම තේරුම් ගත්තේ නැත්නම් teacher won't be effective in the classroom. දැන් අපේ පන්ති කාමර වල තියෙන ලොකුම ප්‍රශ්නයක් තමයි ගුරුවරයා කාර්යක්ෂම නැහැ පන්ති කාමරේ. මේ background knowledge එක ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ඉගෙනගෙන තිබ්බත් විවිධ පාඨමාලාවල they are not going to use them in the practical situations, right? Therefore, most of the time children are penalized. දැන් ඇත්තටම ළමයි තාම අපහසුවට ලක් වෙනවා මේ දේවල් ගුරුවරු නිවැරදිව ක්‍රියාත්මක නොකිරීම නිසා පන්ති කාමරේ, especially in the teaching learning process, right? ඉගෙනුම් ඉගැන්වීම් ක්‍රියාවලිය. එතකොට දැන් අපි තේරුම් ගත්ත එක දෙයක් මේ වෙනකොට ඒක තමයි ශිෂ්‍යයන් පිළිබඳව පොදු නිගමන, ළමයින් පිළිබඳ පොදු නිගමන අධ්‍යාපනඥයෝ අනවෛද්‍යඥයෝ ඉදිරිපත් කළා තිබුණත් ඒ ළමයි එකිනෙකාට දැඩිසේ වෙනස්. Practically the children are different each other, right? ඒගොල්ලෝ එකිනෙකාට සමාන නැහැ. Though we are thinking that the people are thinking in the same way, even in the same thinking there are some differences. right? අපි ඒගොල්ලෝ එක විදිහට හිතනවා කියලා හිතුවත් ඒ එක විදිහට හිතීම තුලත් වෙනස්කම් තියෙනවා. හරිද? මම කියන දේවල් ඕගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙනවා. If you don't understand, let me know. I will explain them again, right? Because without this background, you won't be able to proceed, right? මේක නැතුව ඉස්සරහට යන්න බෑ. හරි? එතකොට අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලාම කරන්න ඕනේ primary teachersලා හැටියට මේ general factors, what are the people have talked about the children. So what they have written in the books, what are the practical application of this knowledge, right? How we can understand a child. So how we can teach them, how we can work with them, right? Those basics should be understood by the primary teacher, right? At the outset, at the very beginning. ආරම්භයේදී ওই ටික හරියටම තේරුම් ගත යුතු වෙනවා. එහෙම නැති වුණොත් you won't be able to work as a primary teacher. ප්‍රාථමික පන්ති කාමරයේ ගුරුවරයෙක් හැටියට වැඩ කරන්න අපහසු වෙනවා. මම ඔය කිව්ව ටික තේරුණාද? Did you understand what I said?
Yes, sir. Can understand.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
any question please? මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. හිතේ තියාගෙන ඉන්න එපා කිසිම දෙයක්. මොනවා හරි doubt එකක් තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. හොඳයි? Your interaction would be very much important, unless I don't like to have a sort of passive classroom. I told you last time as well. Okay. And also I urge from you, I know that I also have 2 kids, right? 2 daughters at my home. But one request right now, when you are going to listen the lectures, right? When you are following, when you are learning, make sure that your environment is safe for you. Right now, if you have your husband at home or somebody else, ask them to control the kids as much as possible, right? If you are having children, that means some children may be right now milk feeding, right? So then that would be okay. Right now, while listening to the lecture, you can feed your child, doesn't matter, right? That is one of the duties to be done yourself. That is not the problem, but make sure that all the disturbance are very much controlled, right? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. Okay, then okay, right. Now there are common factors, right, to be understood. අපි තේරුම් ගත යුතු ප්‍රධාන පොදු සාධක කරුණු ලක්ෂණ තියෙනවා. ඒවා අපි කතා කරනවා. හරිද? By understanding these common factors, you should be, the primary teacher should be able to customize them to a particular student. To a particular student, right? එතකොට පන්ති කාමරේ ඉන්න එක ළමයෙකුට අපි ඉගෙනගත්තු පොදු සාධක කස්ටමයිස් කරලා ඔහුටම ආවේනික විදිහට ඇප්ලයි කරලා තේරුම් ගන්න අපි උත්සාහ කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඒක නිසා තමයි මම last time I told you that the primary education and the primary teaching is the most difficult job in the world, right? ලෝකේ තියෙන ගැඹුරුම අමාරුම රැස්කියාව වලින් එකක් තමයි ওই primary ප්‍රාථමික ගුරුවරයෙක් වීම කියන එක. මොකද ඔබ දන්නවා even you have 2 kids at your home, right? You won't be able to control them, though the 2 kids you have. But you think about the teacher, there are about 40 to 35 students in a classroom. How the teacher is going to control if you can't control 2 kids at home? How difficult is it? You can't control your 2 kids, but you take a child that's been a primary teacher who is teaching to 35 to 40 students in a classroom. How difficult is it? While controlling those people, the teacher is trying to do something, even to teach something else, to get the concentration, attention and all, right? How difficult is it? කොච්චර අමාරු වැඩක්ද ළමයි 35 40ක් පන්ති කාමරයක කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරගෙන උන්ට යමක් උගන්වන ගමන් ක්‍රියාකාරකම් කරගෙන මේ වැඩේ කරන එක. අපිට ළමයි දෙන්නව කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරගන්න බැරි නම් අපේ ගෙදරදී. How difficult is it, no? නේද?
No, sir.
ඈ එතකොට මේක මහා අපහසු කාර්යයක් කියන එක මම ඔබට අලුතෙන් කිය යුතු නැත කියලායි මම විශ්වාස කරන්නේ. හරි? අපිට අපේ දරුවෝ දෙන්නව ගෙදරදී පාලනය කරගැනීමේ අපහසුවක් තියෙනකොට අපි හිතන්න අපි ගුරුවරයෙකුට ළමයි 35ක් 40ක් බාර දෙනවා ප්‍රාථමික ක්ලාස් වල ඒ මට්ටමේම ඒ වයස් මට්ටමේ the same level, same age, and all those are mischievous, right? They are really talkative, asking hundreds and thousands of questions, right? So how a primary teacher handle this much of students, right, in a classroom? So even if we can't handle 2 kids at home, right? මේක තමයි පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්නය ප්‍රාථමික ගුරුවරයෙක් විසින් ඇසිය යුතු. This is the first question that a primary teacher should ask himself or herself, right? මේක තමයි පළවෙනියෙන්ම අපි විසින් ඇසිය යුතු ප්‍රශ්නය. මේ ගැන හිතන්න. මේක you have to take this very serious, huh? නේද හිමානි?
Yes, sir.
හිමානි මොකද කියන්නේ?
ඔව් සර්.
ඉන්දුල් මොකද කියන්නේ?
සර් මගේ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක මේ ඇත්තටම චුට්ටක් මගේ අයිඩියා එක වෙනස්. මගේ ගෙදර බබාලා දෙන්න ඇත්තටම යාලට 24 hours I'm here and I'm their mother, so they are reacting with me with as to the mother, as a mother. So when I go to the classroom, so their kids එතන ඉන්න බබාලා සර් මේ ඇත්තටම යාලට මම teacher. එතකොට එයාලා මට react කරන විදිය වෙනස්. When I say something once, they understand and they do that. They're trying to concentrate. ඒගොල්ලෝ මං කියන එක අහලා කරන්න try කරනවා. ඒගොල්ලෝ චුට්ටක් මේ teacher කියන idea එකේ ඉන්නේ. හැබැයි close අම්මට වගේම teacher ටත් ආදරේ ඒ වගේ crowd එකක් මේ චූටි බබාලා. ඉතින් මේ එයාලා අපිට මේ ගොඩක් ආදරේ. ඒ හින්දාම අපි කියනවා ඒ මට කරන්න බලනවා ගොඩක් අය. සමහර අය ඉන්නවා එහෙම නොකරන. ඒ බබාලා සර් කිව්වා වගේ අර බබාලා එක්කෙනාට වෙනස් behaviors. එතකොට බොහෝ දුරට මම දැකලා තියෙනවා එයාලා ටීචර් කියන දේ අහන්න මේ try කරනවා. අර concentrate කරනවා වෙන දේවල් වලටත් ඒක සාමාන්‍යලගේ age group එකත් එක්ක වෙන දෙයක්. හැබැයි ගෙදරට වැඩිය අරගොල්ලෝ අපි කියන එක අහන ප්‍රමාණය වැඩි කියලා මට හිතෙනවා.
නෑ that is okay. දැන් මම කියන්නේ ওই කාරණේ නෙමෙයි ඉන්දු. මම කියන්නේ දැන් අපි ගුරුවරයාට ලෙන්ගතුයි, ගුරුවරයාට ආදරේ, ගුරුවරයා කියන දේ අහන්න උත්සාහ කරනවා. ගුරු වෘත්තිය දැන් primary teacher කියලා කියන්නේ similar right? She is like a mother, right? දැන් අම්මාගේ වගේමනේ. දැන් එතකොට ඔය කියන කාරණා හරි. මම කියන්නේ ඒක නෙමෙයි. මම කියන්නේ මේගොල්ලන්ව ප්‍රාථමික ගුරුවරයෙක් විසින් ඉගෙනුම් ඉගෙනීම් ක්‍රියාවලියට ගැනීම කොයිතරම් දුෂ්කර කාර්යයක්ද ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ අර තියෙන ස්වභාවික තත්ත්වයන් පරිපාලනය කර ගනිමින්. හරිද? ඒගොල්ලෝ අපිට අහුම්කම් දෙන ඔය ඔබතුමියගේ ඔය එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක හරි. දැන් ඒගොල්ලෝ අපිට අහුම්කම් දෙනවා. අපි කියන දේ කරන්න උත්සාහ කරනවා. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ අපිට ආදරෙයි. දැන් ওই කරුණ ඔක්කොම හරි. හැබැයි අර මේ ඒජ් එකත් එක්ක එන නැචරල් අර මේ අපි කියන්නේ වඩා අර ස්වභාව ධර්මයා විසින්ම ළමයින්ට උරුම කරලා දීලා තියෙන අර දඟකාරකම අර අපි ඒකට කියන්නේ ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් mischievousness right අර දඟකාර ගතිය කියන එක කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරගෙන මේගොල්ලන්ට යමක් ඉගැන්වීමේ තියෙන අපහසුතාවය කොච්චරද කියන එක තමයි මම කියන්න උත්සාහ කරේ. හරි.
ඔව් සර් ඒක හරි.
මම කියන්න උත්සාහ කරේ ආන්ගේ කාර්යය. දැන් එතකොට අපි අර those are some of the general experiences, you know that. Even you know that, right? Just after home, right now, they are getting the next place of the life would be the school, right? The preschool and the school. So their mother and the teacher both are same for the kids, right? Now they even the mother or the teacher, right? They are taking them in the same way. That's why we are sending a lady to the primary classrooms, right? 99%, right? We are sending. So therefore, that attachment is there, right, for the mother and the teacher. But you know that, right, how we are going to work with them, that's mean in an educational setup, right? So while giving something else to them, right, you know that sometime you might have seen that in the classroom, some students are just eating them right now. They are not really waiting for the interval, right? While they're hungry, they go to a bag and take their lunch box or whatever, then they are eating whatever they want, right? That is the way, because that is the natural way of the children, right? So they work according to their sense. They go like sense according to their sense and the emotion. But you know that the teacher's duty, right, goes beyond the mother, right? Now at home, right, you remember, mother lets the kids to do whatever he needs, right? Now at what time, at any time, right? You remember, if the kid is asking some foods, mother is giving, right? But you know that now in the school setup, it is not an environment like the home environment. It is different. There are some rules and regulations. There is a timetable, right? There is a time to eat, right? So therefore, there must be a little bit more control, right, in the school environment than in the home environment, right? එතකොට ගෘහස්ත පරිසරයට වඩා වෙනස් පරිසරයක ළමයිට අපිට සිද්ධ වෙනවා ළමයිව ඊට වඩා පාලනයකට ගෙනියන්න. මොකද we have to put them on the track. අපිට ඒගොල්ලන් කිසියම් වැඩ ලෝකයකට වැඩ සමූහයකට කිසියම් කාලසටහනකට schedule එකකට හුරු කරන්න වෙනවා. So then you remember that would be more difficult then. Right? So you know that somebody is eating, somebody is coming behind you, some students are crying, some students are asking to go to toilet, right? Some students are doing some other things. They are sometimes, some of them are chatting, some of them are really sleeping right in the classroom. You might have seen, right? So that's why I am saying the primary teacher's duty, right, though they are giving a sort of attention and control for control over you, but there are still some aspects to be understood. සමහර ශේෂ්ත්‍ර තියෙනවා අපි තවදුරටත් තේරුම් ගත යුතු. සෙසුන් සම්බන්ධයෙන් ප්‍රාථමික පන්ති කාමර. දැන් අපි අද ඉඳන් මේ පටන් ගන්න මොඩියුල් එකේදී we are going to think about these things. How the child is developing, how child is growing, and what are the child development theories, what those theories are talking about, how we can use those theories in the primary classrooms, how we can apply them, right? So then according to these fundamental and theoretical concentrations and the theories and all these things, right, according to them, how we are going to use them in the teaching learning process in the primary classrooms, right? So how we understand the child emotions, right? How the emotions are developing and how their social development is taking place, how their moral development is taking place. Who are the gifted students? Who are the handicapped or the backward students, right? So sometimes there may be some issues in their organs as well. Some students' eyesight is bad. Some students, you remember, some students are not listening and hearing well. Some students have some issues in their nervous system. ස්නායු පද්ධතිය යම් ගැටලු තියෙනවා. And some people have some problems in the motor skills, especially in the manipulation, we say. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ මේ හසුරු කුසලතා කියලා ඔයගොල්ලෝ අහලා ඇති සිංහලෙන්. හසුරු කුසලතාවල ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා. සමහර ඇඟිලි නමන්න බෑ, දිගාරින්න බෑ. සමහර අතපය සමහර විදිහට හසුරවන්න බෑ. කකුල් අතපය සමහර වෙලාවල් වලට නිවැරදි මෝෂන් එකට නිවැරදි ඕඩර් එකට තියන්න අමාරුයි. දැන් මේ වගේ physically issues උත් තියෙනවා. physical issues උත් තියෙනවා in the classrooms. එතකොට so you know that now understanding the child is a comprehensive work කියන එක දැන් තේරෙනවද? ළමයාව තේරුම් ගන්න එක බොහොම සංකීර්ණ වැඩක් කියන එක තේරෙනවද දැන්?
ඔව් සර්.
මොකද
sir.
කියන්නේ අනිත් දෙන්න ඉන්දුයි නිසල්යානම් කියන ඕ කියලා. ඉන්දු මොකද කියන්නේ?
Yes, sir.
agreed angryද මොකද කියන්නේ?
Agreed, sir.
එතකොට දැන් අපිට මේක තමයි මේ මොඩියුල් එකේ කතා කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට සර් ඔයගලන්ට මම අර එවපු බුක් එක would be very much important for you to write read, right? Even chapter by chapter, even one page per day, right? එක දවසකට එක පිටුව ගානවත් කියවන්න පටන් ගන්න. හරිද? එතකොට මම ඕගලන්ට දෙනවා අද ඇක්ටිවිටි එකක්. හරිද? ඒ ඇක්ටිවිටි එක මම දැන් ඕගලන්ට මට ඒක WhatsApp එකටත් මම දාන්නම්. මම ඕගලන්ට දැන් ඒක chat room එකේ share කරනවා. හරිද? Find out හරි a minimum of 15 definitions on child growth and development. හරිද? ඒක තමයි පළවෙනි question එක. The first one. Second one is activity के second question है develop or not develop, formulate a definition yourself on child growth and development. You have to submit this activity, right, by next Friday. Next Friday, sometime I will give you the exact date as well, because you remember some people, right, when we say next Friday, then they come to the next day lecture and say that, sir, we will submit it next day, Friday. Then they are training. So then the next Friday is 5th of April, no?
Yes, sir.
5th of April. Even I have to put the year as well. Unless they will submit it, right? 5th of April 2025. Okay. Can you do this activity?
Can, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is possible. Very easy one right now. When you go to some research papers, I mean, you go to some textbooks. Do you have a sort of membership in any library?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's right. Now, when you, if you have a free time, right, you can just go to a library and find some definitions. Even in the internet, you will be able. But one thing right now, I want the reference. I want the reference. From where did you take it, right? So from the source, the references. Which book, from which page, the published year, right? That's mean you can follow APA style for referencing. Okay. So I want the place where you extracted, quoted the particular definition, right? Then when you develop your one, right, you by studying all those definitions you quoted and found, right, you can develop your own definition for child growth and development, right? Then you will really understand, you will be getting a comprehensive understanding about the definitions and how they are, right? So then you will be able to use that knowledge in due course, right, in the future. Okay. Any question to ask about this activity? Any question?
No, sir. One question, how do you evaluate the program? This program, I mean, 50% assignment basis or exam paper?
I think that right now I will show you one example, right? Let me to show you. I think that you didn't participate in the introduction session, no?
Yeah, sir. That's why sorry for the inconvenience.
No, it's okay. Let me to show you. Now, can you see the PDF document here?
Yes, sir.
Right now, I will show you how they are going to assess you. Now, this is the curriculum, right? In the curriculum, you know that so all these details are available in the curriculum. I'm not going to repeat them right now, the enrollment criteria and all those things, right? And now these are the modules right now. This is the panel who developed the curriculum, right? And these are the modules we have in this particular program, right? You know that self-study hours you need around 500, right? Then the assignments for the assignment 160 hours, total notional hours, then 100 and 1,500. That is the requirement, right? For a diploma according to the accreditation, right? Uh, so you know that here you can see assessment the assessment criteria. Written assignment, right? For each and every assignments, right? So you remember that you are getting 40 marks out of you know that uh, in any module right now there are you know that 40 marks are given for the assignments. The final assessment right now you are getting 60, right? You know that in the overall program assessment, right? The teaching practice is also there. Then you are getting some marks, right? For the 1 minute, please. Sorry.
Sir,
And wait, give me 1 minute, please. Right, I am in a call. Right, I will get back to you. No, no,
oh,
Mama. Right. Sorry, I received a call, right? So that's why I mute my microphone, right? Okay, now this is the overall assignment, right? So for an example, I will show you how a module is assessed, right? Now, this is the first module. This is what I'm going to do. This module title, child development, and the aims and objective content are there. Right now, the procedure for assessment and evaluation. You see here, assessment, one home based 8 hours, right? One activity based, right? 16 hours. Then the final examination, right? So there are, it means that you have two types of assessment. That's mean assignments and activities and the final examination, right? For the final examination, you are given 60 marks out of the total marks. Then the first, the activity and the assessment assignment, you will be given 40 marks out of 100, right? So that is the way. Did you understand?
yes, sir.
Okay, now all these modules are assessed in the same way, in the similar way, right? This is also been done by me, right? Only the first two modules, then the other modules will be taken by other respective lecturers, right?
Okay.
So did you get an idea about this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. That's the way. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome. No issue, right? So then our activity is something like that, right? So then if you have any question, right, I ask you if you have any question, you can ask, right? You can see how you can do the referencing, right, by typing this word APA style, right? American Psychological Association style of referencing, right? You can just go to Google because you want this knowledge unless you will be in trouble in due course, right? So how to give the references at the end of your assignments. APA style can be followed, right, for my assignments, right? So you can just go to Google and see, and you can download a PDF document related to this reference styles, and you can use it in giving your references in the documents, right? Okay. Any questions related to the assignment?
No, sir. So far, no questions.
So far, so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Then we will go to our discussion, right? So we are going to talk about the child growth and development. Right now, before I give you all this stuff, right, I want to tell you one thing, right? These ideas, like I explained earlier, right now, these ideas are taken from the books and the research papers, right? So then those things now, right, those books and the research papers are discussing the more general and the common factors related to child growth and development. These factors are not even customized to any group of students or any country children or any or any society or likewise, right? So therefore these are common factors. So that is what you should understand before we go through, right? Did you get me? මරව තේරුණාද කිව්ව දේ?
No, sir. Yeah.
හරි. Right, then let's start, right? You read this. I suppose you might have read this slide, right? So there are 4 points, right? I'm not going to read them. So you are reading them right now. The slides are not read by the particular lecturer. You have to read the slide because that is for you and for your knowledge. Now, according to this slide, now it says something about, I would like to highlight the first point, right? Physical size, increase in physical size of the whole body or any of its parts. Right now, growth is visible, right? It is tangible. අපිට ඒක දැනෙනවා, පේනවා, අපිට ඒක මනින්න පුළුවන්. Right? අපිට ඒක පුද්ගලයෙක්ගේ ඔබ දන්නවා දැන් ඔබ මව්වරු හැටියට දැන් කලලයක් ගර්භාෂය තුල හටගත්තට පස්සේ කලලයේ size එක now with the modern machines, you know that, right? We can measure in inches, in meters, likewise from the very beginning, right? සාමාන්‍ය කලලයක් හටගත්තාම ගර්භාෂයේ ඒක ඉස්සෙල්ලාම මයික්‍රොස්කෝප් එකකින් තමයි බලන්නේ. ඒ තරම්ම කුඩා චූටි, ඊටම tiny, right? Very small particle. හරිද? right? අපි ඒකට කියන්නේ egg එක කියලා, right? එතකොට ඒක ඉතාමත්ම කුඩි පොඩි ඉතාම චූටි මයික්‍රොස්කෝප් එකකින් මැනලා තමයි size එක කියන්නේ. right? in millimeters වලින් කියන්නේ. micromillimeters වලින් කියන්නේ. හරි? එතකොට ඒ වගේ එන්නේ හටගන්නේ කලලයක් ඊට පස්සේ the growth inside the womb even can be measured. දැන් ඊට පස්සේ අපි බලනවා පළවෙනි මාසේ අවසානයේ, දෙවෙනි මාසේ, පළවෙනි සති දෙක අවසානයේ, තුන්වෙනි මාසේ, හතරවෙනි, පහ, හය, හත, අට, නවය, 10 වෙනකම් මහස්ස 10ක් යනකම් මේ physical increase එක බලනවා අපි. Now that is why we are going for scanning. Scanning එකකට ගිහිල්ලා අපි කරන්නේ ඇත්තටම whether the embryo, right? අපි ඒකට කියන්නේ කලලය මේ හැදෙන වර්ධනය වෙමින් පවතිනවද කියන එක measure කරනවා. එතකොට එක එක දැන් වෛද්‍ය වෘත්ති විද්‍යාවේ in the medical science now they have established a sort of standard to see whether the embryo is growing. ඒක වර්ධනය වෙමින් තියෙනවද කියලා බලන්නේ standards එකක් හදලා තියෙනවා, establish කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒකත් පොදු තත්ත්වයක්. හරිද? ඒක කස්ටමයිස් කරලා නැහැ. එක එක කලල වර්ධනය වෙන ආකාරය විවිධ විදිහට වෙනවා. දැන් සමහරලාට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එකේ තියෙන measurement එක is little bit different from the actual measurement of the child. ඒතකොට actual measurement එකයි ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එකේ තියෙන measurement එකයි බොහෝ විට වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එක්ක සමහර අයගේ ඔක වැඩි වෙනවා, සමහර අයගේ අඩු වෙනවා. Maybe really growing a little bit fastly or little bit slowly right now. That's kind of in between, right? Changes may be occurring, right? So during inside, even in the womb. Then you know that the growth when the child is coming out of the womb, right? So the growth is visible to the father, mother and the people who are living around. ඒ වටේ ඉන්න අයට මේ ළමයාගේ වර්ධනය පැහැදිලිව පේනවා. දැන් ඔබ දැකලා ඇති, as you are mothers, you know that you have a card, right? So in the card now the growth is marked, right? So growth chart is there. Even you know that now at the childhood, right? When you are going to meet your doctor is measuring the head size as well, right? The square size is taken right now of the head. How it means right now it is done to understand whether the brain is growing. මොළය වර්ධනයද වෙනවද කියන එක බලන්න තමයි අර ඔළුව වටේ ටේප් එක තියලා මැනලා බලන්නේ. ඒකවල දැකලා තියෙනව නේද එහෙම?
Yes, sir.
දැන් මෙතන අම්මලා නැද්ද? No mothers?
Enough.
ඉන්නවා. ඒක තමයි වැදගත්ම කාරණේ. දැන් එතකොට දැන් මේ doctors are doing lot of things, right? You know that, right? Why they are doing all these things, right? Then you remember that, you know, if your child is born in a private hospital, they even in the government hospital right now, especially in the private hospital, they are doing number of tests, right, to take money. That is their purpose. You know that they are checking the ear, they are checking the nose and the tongue and mouth, eyes and everything they check and giving separate reports. The government hospitals also then now they are doing, right? So why? Just to understand whether all these are in proper condition. බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන ඒ තත්ත්වේ තියෙනවද බලන්න. එතකොට you remember that, right? The physical changes are discussed under the child growth, right? Because they are visible most of the time. දැන් අපිට පේනවා අතපය දිග යනවා, ළමයි උස යනවා, ඔළුව ලොකු වෙනවා. දැන් මුලින්ම you might have seen that normally the child head is growing very faster than the body. දැන් ඔබ දැකලා ඇති පොඩි ළමයෙක් ඉපදෙනකොට එයාගේ ඔළුව තමයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ලොකු. ඒක 99% correct. ශරීරයේ අනිත් කොටස් විශාලත්වයෙන් අඩුයි. බොහෝ විට you might have seen that the stomach is bigger comparatively the other part. දැන් බඩ ටිකක් ඊට වැඩිය ලොකුවෙන් තියෙනවා. That is common, right? When you see the newborn child, right? You can see all these things, right? You can observe. Then you know that child growth is, right, normally we say in English, it is multiplication of cells commencing from fertilization to physical maturity. හරිද? එතකොට ඒ physical කායික පරිණතියට එන්න දැන් ඔබ දන්න fertilization එකේ ඉඳන් cells වල තමයි මේ multiplication cells තමයි වැඩි වෙන්නේ. Cells are growing, right? Cells are growing. Therefore, then the physical maturity is, you remember that physical maturity is continuing throughout the life, right? Okay. So therefore we say that the physical growth is a result of multiplication of cells. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ cells ප්‍රමාණය ක්‍රමක්‍රමයෙන් වැඩි වීමත් එක්ක තමයි ශරීර ස්කන්ධය වැඩි වෙනවා. The growth and the size is taking bigger. එහෙමනේ වෙන්නේ. නැත්තම් දැන් අපි උපදිනකොට අපේ අතත් තීච්ච විදිහටම තියෙන්න ඕනේ අත අපි මැරෙනකොට. එහෙම මල්ටිප්ලිකේෂන් එකක් සෙල් වල සිද්ධ වුනේ නැත්තම්. right? So therefore the growth is defined as multiplication of human cells. හරිද? අපේ cells තියෙන්නේ මේ හැමතැනම ශරීර පුරාම cells තියෙන. ඒ cells තමයි multiplicate වෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ multiply වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ ඔය දැන් අපි නෝ 10ක් තියෙනවා. then it become 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 likewise going up. That is how it is taking place, right? Okay. Then it can be measured in kg, pounds, meters and inches. දැන් ඔබ දන්නවා ශරීරයේ සමහරක් අංග ශරීරයේ සමස්ත බර, the total weight of the body is taken in kilograms. And the length of the body is taken in meters or inches or even in centimeters, right? So likewise, the physical growth can be measured with the standard measuring tools, right? So that is how they are taking place. I do not want to explain these things very much, as you have enough experiences to understand, as you are mothers. You see how the child is growing. You experience yourself how the child was growing inside the womb. You know that now at the beginning we can't find, right? By looking at you, we can understand whether you are pregnant or not, right? Then when you are reaching to first month, end of the first month, second month, third month, the stomach is coming forward, right? Now getting bigger, right? That's mean if the stomach is not coming bigger right now, then we can understand there is a problem in the child growth, right? So those are physically measured and can be seen. You might have seen that when you go to the doctor is measuring your stomach as well, right? The belly. ඒකත් මැනලා ලියනවා. So by with all these measurements, we can understand the physical development is taking place. Is it clear for you?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Because
Yes.
with by thinking about your own experiences, you can understand all of these things, right? I do not want to explain them. right? දැන් හිතන්න බලන්න මට පළවෙනි දරුවා හම්බෙන්න ඉන්න කාලේ මගේ කොහොමද උදරය වර්ධනය වුණේ කොහොමද පළවෙනි සතිය අවසානයේ 2 3 4 5 6 ඊට පස්සේ මාස 10 අවසන් වෙනකොට කොහොමද තත්ත්වය දැන් you have experienced all these things and understand, right? So therefore with your personal experiences you should understand these things, right? So then the growth, it is physically measured, right? And can be seen, right? Observed. Then the development, right? Okay, did you read this slide?
Yes, sir.
All of you? I'm asking from all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right now. So now when you compare these two terms, development and growth, right? So what kind of difference do you see? So you tell me. So when you compare development with growth, right? What is the difference between these two?
Growth, visibly we can see.
Hmm. Then the development?
We can feel development when
We
can feel development.
you can feel development, then growth.
Growth we can see, sir. When
Okay.
we look at the
Uh,
child, we can
yeah,
see.
yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. I already you have a child on your hip. No, that's so you can yeah, wait. The best way is just look at them and see, right? Then you can really explain the difference, right? So then see here, yes, like you said, the development, you know that now in the growth right now, this kind of understanding is necessary. Yeah, දැන් අපි මේ පුංචි ළමයි විදියට හිතන්න එපා. ඕගොල්ලෝ අම්මලා සමාජ අධ්‍යක්ීම් තියෙන කාන්තාවෝ. හරි? එතකොට අපි මේ වගේ මාතෘකා ගැන කතා කරනකොට හරි මැචුවර්ඩ් විදිහට කතා කරන්න ඕනේ. දැන් බලන්නකො growth කියන එක you take the some concept growth, it is quantitative no, right? It refers to sort of quantitative measure. ඒක අපි ප්‍රමාණාත්මකව තමයි කියන්නේ. Development is qualitative right now. That is what you have to understand. ඒක ගුණාත්මකයි. We can't say in numbers. Can you measure the moral development with the support of a tape? Tape එකකින් moral development එක මනින්න පුළුවන්ද?
No, we can't.
Why? මං කිව්වොත් පුළුවන් කියලා. Do you agree? I say that we can measure the moral development with a ruler. Is it possible? What do you say? What do you all say?
No.
Wrong. Am I wrong? Oh,
We
you are not
But-
sure about your answer, right? If I say that I can measure the moral development with a ruler, do you agree or disagree?
disagree. We can measure, but we can't measure with ruler, but we can measure the development.
What about the other people, right? What do you say? Don't worry, talk, right? I am not going to laugh at you. What the other people say? What the others say, please.
I can't measure with a ruler.
Can't measure with a ruler, right? Then that's what I said, no. So, you know that the development is qualitative. ඒක ගුණාත්මකයි. ඒක අපිට ඔය මේ තියෙන measurement scales වලින් පාවිච්චි කරලා ඒවෙන් මනින්න බෑ. ඒක අපිට we can like some of you said we can feel it. We can understand it mentally right now, but with the physical appearance, why you know that there is a very tall man, a tall and fat man. Can you say that by looking at this person is morally developed? Can you say?
No.
No.
No, we can't say. Emotionally developed, we can't say. Mentally developed, socially developed, we can't say. because the physical growth is visible, but the development is invisible, intangible. අපිට අතින් අල්ලන්න බෑ, අපිට පේන්නේ right now. When in the over the time, right, it is taking a lot of time. Sometime you know that the development will be delay sometime. Sometimes the development will be right very fast, right? But you know that the physical growth is right visible, whether it is delay or fast, right? දැන් අපිට කායික වර්ධනය මනින් කියන්නේ බලලා කියන්න පුළුවන් එයා වේගවත්. දැන් සමහර ළමයි ඉන්නනේ පන්ති කාමරවල දෙක ශ්‍රේණියේ. Now when you go to grade 2, there may be some students they are bigger like O level students. දැන් O level පන්ති ළමෙක් වගේ මේක physically growth එකක් තියෙනවා. Especially nowadays, right, as due to the instant foods and with the bad food habits, now the students are getting fat very soon, but not stronger, right? Not stronger. It's another factor. You remember that. Therefore, growth, right, can be with the foods right now. By increasing the dose, we can make it faster. But the development is taking place over the time, right? We can't make it faster. Sometimes there are a number of factors affecting to the development. The family background and social background and social relationships, right, and the religious beliefs and the social development, right, the financial, that's mean the economic development, right, and the place where the child is living, right, and the house, right, and the other facilities that the people can use, right. So based on many factors, right, so the development is taking place. Right, even there is a sort of genetic influence, right? ජානමය බලපෑමකුත් තියෙනවා දරුවෝ මෙතෙන්දී අපි හරියටම තේරුම් ගත යුතු කාරණයක්. දැන් ඒ the genetic influence come from the mother and father. හරිද? දැන් ඕවට ඇත්තටම මහා දීතල විදියට කතා කරන්න ඕන ප්‍රශ්න, ඒවා සමාජයට තාම වැදගත් ප්‍රශ්න කතා කළ යුතු ඕපන්ලි කතා කරන්න ඕන දේවල්. You know that, right? When you are going to marry, you are going to find out a partner for your life, right? It has to be done a very careful way, right? So by just looking at the horoscope, right, you can't decide it. අපේ සාම්ප්‍රදායික සමාජයේ මගුලක් කරනවද නැද්ද කියන එක තීරණය කරන්නේ හොරොස්කෝප් එක බලලානේ. හොරොස්කෝප් එක ගැලපෙනවා නම් පවුලට ගැලපෙනවා නම් හරි. ඒක තමයි අපේ රටේ තියෙන ඒ මං කියන්නේ conventional knowledge එකේ ඒ පැත්තේ තියෙන අඩුව. So by just looking at the horoscope and the civil status, that's mean the social status, we can't decide to go for a marriage, right? ඒක අපිට හිතන්න ඒක මහා බරපතල ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? දැන් ඔක්කොම ගැලපිලා සමාජලාට එනවා මාස දෙක එකට ජීවත් වෙන්නේ ඔන්න ඩිවෝස්. ඉතින් අච්චර හොඳට ගැලපිච්ච මේ හොරොස්කෝප් එකක් දෙන්නෙක් මොකටද එකපාරට මාසෙ දෙකකින් ඩිවෝස් උනේ? There may be some other invisible factors behind, right? So therefore, when we are working as the responsible and matured people in the society, we have to take this knowledge into consideration when we are going to do, right? Therefore, for the development, definitely there is, according to the neuroscience and the psychology, there is a genetic influence from the father and mother. අම්මයි තාත්තා හිතන විදිය, ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ජානවල තියෙන ජාන ශක්තිය, so you know that genetic power, right, and genetic influence ඒක එනවා ළමයාට ඒක ලේවලින්මයි එන්නේ එතනින්. හරි. එතකොට ඒ factor එකත් very critical in the development, right, but not in the growth වලටත් බලපානවා. හරි. If the father is a tall man, right, sometimes the children will be tall, but it is not 100% correct, right? සමහර උස අම්මලා තාත්තලාට කොට ළමයි ඉන්නවා. දැන් ඕව ගැන කතා කරපුවම සමහරලාට the people will be really criticizing that, right? So there are different stories නේ. එතකොට ළමයා මේලාගේ වෙන්න බෑ. ඒ වගේ සමාජයේ කතා හදනවා. ඒකෙන් කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? What it says right now, it says that there must be a genetic influence, but scientifically there may be some other reasons. දැන් අපි දන්නවනේ අර ඔයගොල්ලෝ O level විද්‍යාව ඉගෙන ගන්නකොට ඉගෙනගෙන ඇතිනේ කොහොමද මේ ඥාන සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නේ කියලා. Can you remember that? අර ඔයගලන්ට මතකද අර probability මේ එකක් වගේ මේ අර රුක් සටහනක් වගේ එකක් දාලා ඔයගලන්ට උගන්වනවා කොහොමද මේ මවගෙන් සහ පියාගෙන් පාරම්පරිකව ඥාන සම්බන්ධ වෙන විදිය. මතකද ඒක? Can you remember? Any of you can remember? I am asking from you.
checks.
Huh?
ඒක නම් හරියට මතක නෑ.
අයියෝ මන් දන්නේ නැහැ දරුවනේ දැන් primary teachersලා වෙන්නේ කොහොමද මෙහෙම? ඈ? primary teachersලා වෙන්න මේ දැනුම ඕන. So therefore you have to recheck and recheck and refollow, right? You have to follow them again and get this basic knowledge, right? Now when you come to a course like this, that primary and the foundation background knowledge would be very much important for you to go up. හරිද? එතකොට genetic influence එකකුත් තියෙනවා emotional. දැන් තාත්තා හොඳට social වෙලා ඉන්න කෙනෙක් නම් ඒකෙන් බොහෝ විට තමන්ගේ දරුවෝ හොඳට social වෙන්න පුළුවන්, emotionally develop වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So you see that if your attitudes and the behaviors are having a sort of control, right, and you have proper behaviors and all, most of the time with the genetic influence, those kind of behaviors would be coming to your children. දැන් තාත්තා ඩ්‍රයිවර් කෙනෙක් නම් දරුවන්ට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම වාහන එළවීමේ හැකියාව අර ජෙනටික් ඉන්ෆ්ලුවන්ස් එකකින් එනවා. ඔබ දැකලා ඇති. දැන් ඒක නේද තාත්තා වඩුව වුණාම පුතත් වඩුවම වෙන්නේ. That is called the genetic influence. එතකොට එයාට there is a short of probability to become a carpenter. ඇයි අර ජෙනටික් බලපෑමක් තියෙනවා එතන. එතකොට මේ development කියන එක it's a sort of comprehensive and little bit advanced concept that we all should understand, right? So it is really taking place, right? I would like to highlight this word right now. The way when it comes to the fourth point, it refers to the changes in intellectual, mental, and emotional skills that occur over the time, right? දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ අහලා සමහර කතාවක් ඔය සමාජයේ කියනවා අපෝ මේක වයසට අනුව පැහිලා නැහැ කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් O level class එකේ there will be students in the O level class, he or she doesn't understand whatever has taking place around the society and in the environment. ඉන්නේ වෙන අපි එයාට කියන්නේ ටියුබ් ලයිට් කියලා. කිසිම දෙයක් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. ජෝක් එකක් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. සමාජයේ දේවල් අර දැන් අපි කියන්නේ ඩබල් මීනින්, හිඩන් මීනින් ඔය වගේ දේවල් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඇයි ඒ? There is a problem in the emotional and the mental development, or maybe in the intellectual development. So such kind of issues are separately addressed by the psychiatrists. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ අහලා දෙනවා මනෝ චිකිත්සකව කියලා වෛද්‍ය විද්‍යාවෘතියක් තියෙනවානේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ ආන් ඒ වගේ issues තමයි touch කරන්නේ. If the brain is not developing according to the age, right? So then they are taking it right and giving treatments. එතකොට මේ development කියන එක the most comprehensive and more difficult to understand sometimes, as it is qualitative. We can't touch it, we can't see it, we can't really we can't see, measure it, right? We can't give a size, we can't give a color likewise. දැන් physically සිදුවෙන changes වලට color එකකුත් shape එකකුත් ඔක්කොම අපිට පේන්න දිනවා. දැන් අතක් වැඩුණු කකුලක ස්වභාවය අපි දන්නවා. වර්ධනය වෙච්ච ඔළුවක ස්වභාවය අපි දන්නවා. We have seen them. But you know that if somebody is morally developed, can you give a size? Can you give a shape? මේකට දෙන්න බෑ. දැන් හොඳටම morally developed වෙච්ච එක්කෙනා කලයක් වගේ කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන් එහෙම කියන්න. ඒතකොට කල කිව්වහම විවිධ කල තියෙනවා. පොඩි කල තියෙනවා, ලොකු කල තියෙනවා, බැරල් වගේ ඒවා තියෙනවා. දැන් which pot is better for this? So we can't give a shape and a size. Therefore, the development is qualitative, cannot measure, give a size, say exact shape and all, right? It is felt by the people, right? Then api morally developed කියලා දකින්න කෙනෙක් in their actions and the behaviors in talking, right? Especially in the overall behavior, we can see whether the person is morally developed. In the actions, we can see whether the person is intellectually developed, right? Therefore, you remember from the childhood, right? From the first day of your pregnancy, we have to think about both, right? Though we are concerning a lot about the physical growth, especially even within the womb, right? But we have to think about the development as well, because you remember that's why the pregnant mothers are advised by the doctors and all, be calm and quiet, don't fight with the husband a lot, right? ඒ කියන්නේ ටිකක් කරන්න උනාට කමන්නේ right? So then you have to go to the temple, engage in some religious activities. Why? So to make the moral and the development process, right, better. දැන් ඒකටනේ දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ බලන්නකෝ ඒ කාලේ හරි නිදහසේ ඉන්නේ. සින්දු අහනවා, පන්සල් යනවා, පිරිත් කියනවා, පුදුම જાතියක් කරනවනේ. හැබැයි ඒව ටික ඔක්කොම කරන්නේ ළමයා හම්බෙනකම් විතරයි. ළමයා හම්බුනාට පස්සේ ආයි පුරුදු චර්යාවට යනවා. ඊට පස්සේ දැන් අපි ඊට පස්සේ දැන් ඒතකොට අපි හිතාගෙන ඉන්නේ moral development එක වෙන්නේ boom එකේදී විතරයි කියලා. No, the moral and the physical developments are very moral, that's mean the development and growth, right? Both are taking place over the time, right? Therefore we can't ignore it once the child is born. ළමයා ඉපදුනාට පස්සේ අපිට ඒව අතහරින්න බෑ. We have to continue all those things, isn't it? ළමයා හැම්මේ දැන් ඉන්නවා, දැන් ඇරියස් එකක් තියෙනවා හස්බන්ඩ් එක හරියද ප්‍රෙග්නන්ට් කාලේ මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නිසා තියෙන පොඩි ඇරියස්. හැබැයි ඉතින් දැන් ප්‍රෙග්නන්ට් ඉඳ රණ්ඩු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඔහේ ඉන්නව දරාගෙන. හිටාංගෝ ළමයා හම්බුනාට පස්සේ මං බෝ අල්ල ගන්නම් කියලා බලාගෙන දැන් ළමයා හම්බෙලා සතියක් යනකොට පටන් ගන්නවා හිතොයිලි. හරි. ඊට පස්සේ හට්ටි මුට්ටි උඩින් යනවා, ඇඳ ඇතිරිලි වටේ යනවා, ඊට පස්සේ ඕම් පටන් ගන්නවා. එතකොට දැන් ළමයා හම්බෙලා ඉවරනේ. දැන් ළමයා හම්බුනාට පස්සේ growth එකත් හරි development එකත් හරි. That is how the mothers are feeling, right? Right? Do you agree? Huh? What do you say? Huh? Oh my goodness. Are you sleeping?
Oh, no, sir.
What do you say? Do you agree or angry with me?
Agree, sir. Agree.
Agree. දැන් ඉතින් ඇයි මේ කතා කරන්නේ නැතුව ඉන්නේ? දැන් මම මේ කියන දේවල් වලින් ඒ කියන දේවල් ගෙදර එහෙම සිද්ධ වෙනවද? දැන් ළමයි හම්බෙලා ඉවරයි. දැන් ඉස්සර අම්මට බඩින්න නැතුව හිටිය දැන් බයිනවා. දැන් ගෙදර අනිත් ඈත් එක්ක මුකුත් වලියක් දාගන්න නැතුව ඒ කාලේ දැන් වලි දා ගන්නවා. දැන් අපි දැන් එතකොට මේ ළමයා හම්බුනාට පස්සේ growth එකයි development එකයි දෙකම ඉවරයි කියලාද හිතෙන්නේ? What do you say about it? Huh? Oh my goodness. I suppose that you have enough experiences to share right now. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell it to anybody else right now. This is the lecture. This is the discussion. මං ඔය development ගැන කිව්ව එක ටික ගැන එකඟද?
එකඟයි, sir.
Yes, sir.
ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ගෙදර රණ්ඩු වෙනවා. What I'm saying is, so I'm just joking, don't take it very serious. What I'm saying is, right, so you better to understand the growth and development are both are continuous. අකණ්ඩව ඉස්සරහට යන ඒවා. It does, there is no end even in the growth, right, until you die, right? There may be even though we can't see, there are some development inside the body, right? So cell developments are taking place until you die. මැරෙනකම්ම cell development සිද්ධ වෙනවා. දැන් සමහර අය වයස අවුරුදු 60 විතර ගියාට පස්සේ මහත් වෙන්නේ. දැන් cell development එකක් උන් නැත්තම් මහත් වෙන්න බෑනේ. දැන් සමහර අය තරුණ කාලේ බොහොම නරකයි. moral development is very bad during the young period. දැන් බලන්නකෝ 60 පෙන්නට පස්සේ පුදුම හොඳයිනේ. දවස් ගානේ පන්සල් යනවා, මල් කඩනවා, හඳුන් කූරු පත්තු කරනවා, පොල් මෑ පහම් පත්තු කරනවා, බණ භාවනා කරනවා. අර කාලේ එක moral development එකක්වත් නැහැ. පන්සලේ දකින්න කොටත් මල පනිනවා. right? So we are not going to temple, right? Why I am going to temple, right? Because I'm a very young man, because you are smart, very good, right? Very happy. Everything is fine, right? Everything is going on well. You have a good job, you have a good family background, you have a good family, you have a good husband, because you know that when you reach up to the age of right after 50, you understand that now we can't do now, right? Now, then you are getting a sort of feeling, right? Then you think of right now we are the people waiting for the death. No, therefore we have to do something good works and the meritorious deeds. They are engaging then meritorious deeds, right? ඊට පස්සේ දැන් ඔන්න අර ඔක්කොම ටික ඒ වයසට යනකොට ඔලුවට එන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. ඊට පස්සේ අනේ පන්සල් පිරෙන්නේ වයසක මිනිසුන්ගෙන්. ওই තරුණවුන් හරි අඩු වෙන්න යනවා පන්සල් වල හැමයි. I don't say that now, that not only the temple, if you are going to the church, even right now, you are really very much interested about the religious activities, especially in your old age, not in the young age. But you remember, the life is life right now. It is it continuous, right? All the time, right? Those are stages, right? There are different stages. In all those stages, you have to do the better things, right, for your life. Then only we can develop, right? Even your growth should be controlled and well maintained, unless the growth would be a serious problem for you, right? You know that low in the world, there are some countries which are facing for you know that obesity problem, right? Especially China, America, some European countries, as they have enough money, they are spending a lot of money for meals. Therefore, they have very serious problems now, because growth is not properly controlled. එතකොට මේ දෙකම හොඳටම control. These two concepts should be controlled and very looked after, carefully looked after, right? So therefore, you remember, the students also are coming to the primary classes are, right, at the beginning of these two developments, right? At the beginning of these two processes, growth and development. Therefore, the people who are interacting during this period should be more conscious about their growth and development. මේ දෙක ගැන තදින්ම හිතන්න වෙනවා ඔය පුංචි කාලේ මේ ළමයිත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙන අයට. So if you are a person who is going to be a primary teacher, so you have to take these two concepts very serious, and you must have a thorough knowledge about the growth and development. Okay. Understand?
Understood, sir.
එහෙමනම් ඉතින් understood නම් අපිට අද ඔතනින් තමයි නතර කරන්න වෙන්නේ. අපි මෙතනින් නතර කරලා we'll stop the discussion today here, right? And we'll continue it, right? Any question to us? Himani, do you have any question? Nishalya, Indu?
No, sir.
මාර වැඩක් නේ මං කියනවා ඔක්කොම හරිද එතකොට? ප්‍රශ්න මොකුත් නැහැ කියපේ ඔක්කොම තේරුණා? Did you understand everything I told?
තේරුණා sir, book එක through කරලා go through කරලා පස්සේ බලමු questions තියෙනවද කියලා.
අන්න හොඳයි. ඒ කියන්නේ මම ලබන සතියේ බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ප්‍රශ්න තුන් දෙනාම අහයි කියලා. හොඳද?
Sure.
හරිද? ඊට පස්සේ රෙඩි වෙලා එන්න ඕන එක්කෙනෙක් අපි අද කරේ මොනවද කියන එක බ්‍රීෆ් කරන්න. කවුද ඒක රෙඩි වෙන්නේ? Who is going to get ready to brief the today's discussion? Who? Voluntarily somebody can take, unless I am going to name a person. කවුද ලබන සතියේ කරන්නේ?
Better to name the person from your side, sir.
My side. Okay. Next day, right? I think Himani will do the brief. Himani, ready?
Okay, sir.
Ready to take this challenge, madam? Not a challenge. You just brief within 2 to 3 minutes what we discuss, right? And do the activity and come, right? If you don't have questions, let me to wind up the session, right? And thank you for joining. And I suppose that the other people will also come to the discussion next week. And thank you for your responses and sharing your knowledge as well. And I would like, if you are really interacting a little bit more than this, right, today, So if you have any question, right, bring those questions to the classroom discussion next week. And having said that, I'm going to wind up and have a nice time. And I suppose that you are going to getting ready to celebrate the New Year, Hindu Sinhala New Year. And I know that you are doing shopping as well these days, and you have a lot of expenses as well, right? Now, anyhow, under these bad economic conditions, I wish you all the best. Have a nice time. See you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
See
sir.
you and bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome.